Welcome to the Introduction to iPad course. When the audio for each slide is complete, you may click anywhere or hit the Enter key to continue to the next slide. At certain points, we will be simulating actions on the computer or the iPad, and you will be told where to click to continue. On January 27, 2010, Steve Jobs took the stage in Cupertino, California, and announced a product he deemed magical. It was the iPad. What is the iPad? Well, maybe it's best to say what the iPad is not. The iPad is not a laptop, and it's not a phone. It takes elements of both a phone and a laptop and compresses them into an entirely new type of device that many companies are now trying to duplicate. Sure, the tablet PC is not a new idea. Tablets existed several years before the iPad came along, but they never caught on. They were heavy, not particularly powerful, and somewhat difficult to use. If you wanted to type, you had to unfold the device to use the keyboard or scribble on the screen with the stylus that you had to extract from the side of the device. On top of that, these devices didn't have a CD drive, and not all programs could run on the minimized operating system. There weren't enough customers to push developers to create programs for these devices. So what's different about the iPad then? Why is it so wildly successful now when tablets before couldn't manage to succeed? Touch. Apple Computer popularized the touch interface on its iconic iPhone. Consumers loved the idea of simply touching a screen to make things happen, and just about overnight, the marketplace for smartphones changed. The touch interface, extended to a larger device, is what sets the iPad apart from its predecessors. While you had to write on a screen with a stylus or type on a keyboard for text input, the iPad relies on icons and a virtual keyboard that simplifies the interaction with the device. In addition, the iPad is lighter than its predecessors, and you can't discount the weight of a portable device as a factor. It was also significantly less expensive. The Introduction to iPad course has the following 6 objectives. First, we'll get to know your iPad. Second, we'll sync your iPad with iTunes. Third, we'll explore the Settings app. Fourth, we'll set up and use Mail. Fifth, we'll explore built-in apps. And finally, we'll learn about the App Store and various apps in different categories. Let's get started. Let's start by getting to know your iPad. Let's get to know your iPad. On the front of your device is the touch screen. It's pretty easy to recognize. Touching your screen means that it will get fairly dirty. To clean it, use a soft, lint-free cloth. You shouldn't need to use liquid cleaners except to remove really nasty gunk. If you have to do that, use a small amount and keep it localized to the spot where you're cleaning. Plastic screen protectors are available and are specific to the model. Below the screen is the only button on the front of the device, the Home button. The Home button is used to exit an application or to turn on the iPad. While you're using the iPad, another tap of the Home button takes you to the first screen of apps if you have more than one. If you tap on the Home button while you're looking at your first screen of apps, you'll be taken to the Search page, where you can search the contents of your iPad, including apps, messages, contacts, events, and even the text of notes. Swiping to the left and right takes you to different pages of applications you have installed. On the top right-hand side of the iPad is the power switch. Press it to turn on the device. You can also turn it on with the push of the Home button.